Welcome to our 204th episode of Gorilla Radio. It is awards night. We have our finest, kind of black tie affair. We both have our finest gorilla gear on.
Yep.
And we're going to give out awards tonight. Talk some more wrestling. Freshman, sophomore state, Division II Nationals in Indianapolis. I keep forgetting to say something. I'm going to do it right off the bat. It's on my notes.
I forgot I had something in my notes too.
Yes. Next weekend, Friday and Saturday in Indianapolis, the Corteva Coliseum. Get some good wrestling going on. Indiana has how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wrestlers from Indiana will be participating. 5 from UIndy. UIndy also got 6 total, which is pretty good. So we'll have some stuff there. And I guess we will consider Colton Drusus an Indiana kid, right?
He is an Indiana kid. I mean, he lives in Cedar Lake, Indiana.
His sister that's an Indiana kid to me.
His sister plays at Andrea with my daughters.
Nice.
Good family. Love
he's
the
Drususes. He's representing Glenville State at 125. So
yeah, I think they gave him money to come there to do his master's after being at West Virginia.
You mean? Oh, was he at West Virginia or Wabash?
No, Colton. Colton was at West Virginia. Caleb is at Wabash. I think he's still at Wabash.
Okay.
Good family. Mike's a good dude. Tammy's really, really a sweetheart.
Nice.
Sid's at Lewis. She played softball with us. The girls love her. Sadie's a teammate with the girls now at Andrea, and they love her. I think I seen her at the Crown Point Mount Carmel duel.
Nice. That's good.
She's cheering pretty hard for some Crown Point wrestlers. I'm not gonna spread the gossips.
It's good to see that he's gonna qualify for NCAAs and maybe run it to an All-American finish to finish out his career and getting a master's degree and getting to wrestle another year. That's always good.
Yeah. So, good things happen to good people, man.
Yep. So Indianapolis will have Nathan Smith, Southport, Braden Lowry, Ron Colley, Nathan Conley, Avon, Derek Blueball, defending runner-up, just lost his first match at D2 from Bloomington South, and Cale Gray from the Norwell Knights. So
good mix of the semi-states there too.
Yeah, they Orthan does a great job recruiting Indiana kids, and then also he picks off some pretty solid out-of-state kids too. So it's pretty neat to see. But he builds around that. So
the Greyhounds, huh?
Yep, we will be talking. I will be getting some information out later this week. NEIs are this weekend, and there are 16 Indiana wrestlers there from my count. And then junior college has 7 wrestlers. That's this weekend also. And so should be a good weekend. We are on live, right? Anyone commenting yet?
My brother's watching. Tony, give us a comment, bro.
Just making sure we're live. I guess you can tell there's 35 there. So do we want to start with our awards and then everyone will leave us? Or
everyone wants to stay for our rankings, right? I think we got a good ranking tonight too. I feel like the rankings. Southport's an old gym. If Brett Smith's giving you trouble about your Wi-Fi, then you know it's bad.
Yes. He's like, we get way better Wi-Fi in the barn, but the cows probably like listen to their Spotify, so they have to have Wi-Fi there.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think we got a good ranking tonight. I feel like it's one I'm gonna be passionate about.
Yes, ranking. So we are technically going to plan on doing some. We didn't do a ranking of a random ranking last week. I didn't think about that till Thursday. I'm like, oh crap, we didn't rank anything.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to rank our favorite rivals. I forgot.
Yes, so we will add that for another time, but. We'll talk a little bit of freshman, sophomore state, and then maybe do a freshman and sophomore rankings, possibly, if we have time.
Incoming freshmen or the freshmen?
The freshman class, which will be 2028.
I seen Mr. Wright updated his middle school rankings.
Yeah.
Man, it's tough. I had a suggestion that he should put grades on there, so I have an idea who's coming into high school. A little bit more difficult, right?
Yes. Projected grades.
Projected grades.
Projected graduation.
Yeah. So. I said we should also have one where we put all the high school hats out on a table, and then they can come up and put which they're gonna go to.
Well, we can start. Someone in a DM to me was asking what they could do to help with the site a little bit. They obviously don't want to write or do rankings, but they're like, any help you need. And I was like, he's like, you guys need to have like some kind of transfer portal. I go, ooh, I want that, but I also don't think that'd look good.
Ooh, this is transfer portal season.
I
Everyone's
know.
got some. We were just talking. Everyone's got some transfer rumors right now.
Oh yes, I always love this time of year because how many rumors we get? Kids transferring, kids not wrestling again, kids, coaches leaving,
Yeah.
coaches, assistant coaches, coaches, assistant coaches are upset they're going to leave. How many rumors do we hear about that this time of year?
Oh, right now is like the toughest, man. And like the only way you could ever like the vetting system for when I look at it is like, did I hear from like a triangle, right?
Yeah.
Did I hear from like this one, and then like did I hear from someone else in the program? Did I hear from their club? The old triangle offense. Before I believe something's true, and then I also like if it's real out there, I have to make sure I see them like on the mat before we make any brash decisions.
Yeah, it's always I want to say like maybe 10-20% of these rumors that are going on right now. Everyone's upset. Everyone's either elated but most there's only 14 state champs, so there's only 14 guys that are happy, and the other ones are all trying to figure out how to get to that happy place. And I'm always like, yeah, we're hearing this guy's not going to wrestle next year. He's just gonna, or this coach is leaving, or we're transferring here, and it's like, yeah. Well, so I until you see them in that singlet, it's.
I had to clear up some stuff I forgot. So we were talking about getting hit for team points for backflips, and I was critical. They said that was like from the top, so I had to be critical of Robert Falcons. He said if they hit a backflip, you have to hit them for a team point. So like, sorry to any of the officials. I appreciate the officials that did reach out and said, hey, like it wasn't none of the officials that were handing out team points, but some of the other officials were like, hey, like this is like what was told to us from Robert Falcons. So or they didn't say Robert Falcons. They said the top. I'm assuming it's the top. I don't even know.
There's only one. There's you have 50-50 chance, but of figuring out. But yeah, I don't. It's a team. It doesn't affect anything. The thing is, it doesn't affect anything.
Yeah, I think for me, the only time I would hit a coach for a team point in the state championship match is like that dude that took his like belly out, running around the mat. Did you see that in like Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Was it Oklahoma or was it Iowa? Dude, coach ripped up his shirt, belly out. Like
Brownsburg could have done 150, Tim. Yeah. And they still would have probably they could have done 70 and still broke the record.
Yeah. So I mean that's a lot of backflips. You had to like I didn't ask them, like obviously like I wanted to clear that up. Sometimes I get accused of being critical of officials. But I like officials. I think that's a hard job. I obviously don't want that job, but I wanted to clear that up. It was not the officials that were doing it. They said that they had to do it begrudgingly.
Well, that's just like college officials where the headgear throwing thing, like if they underhand toss it, they'll ding them, or it's like, come on. And that's not their, they get rated on those things and they don't want to upset the people above them. So
what about if you pin somebody and get up and machine gun them? Was that kid from like West Virginia?
Yes, but that was fine. That's not a team point.
That's not a team point. I mean, if it's 2 pumps, it's okay. The third pump, that's a flag, right?
In the rule book, yes. Like of all the team point deductions, I'm like, that should be a team point deduction. Yeah. The other one, I can find 25 others that should not have been a team point.
Nah.
So we are going to do our awards today. We have 22 to give out.
So you don't know about you? You're feeling 22? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Tay-tay? You're doing some Tay-tay?
Yeah.
We should have had music for that.
Yeah. All right. Oh, geez. There's music on here. I just don't know what it is. I don't know if we have any pomp and circumstance.
Well, I don't know if we use like sometimes when we like stream the softball games, they have like the music. Someone will flag it and then it's like silent. Then they like on YouTube. It's stupid.
Do you remember the one time Nick? I think it was Nick and you guys did like the Mooresville Classic, or you guys did something at Mooresville.
Oh yeah. No, it wasn't Mooresville. We did Perry Meridian. Was that Perry
Oh
Meridian?
yeah, you did. Yeah.
Was it Perry Meridian?
Was that
Was it you and I?
I wasn't there, but Nick. I know Nick was there. I don't know if I assume
Maybe
you
I
were
was.
doing it.
I've never been to Mooresville.
Okay, I thought it might have been somewhere. I swear it was Mooresville. Anyway, on YouTube, he did a live, and they had the national anthem, and it flagged the national anthem as I'm like, the national anthem?
The best hype song in the business, man.
I know, yes.
Nothing's a better hype song than the national anthem.
Yeah. So we are going to give out our wrestlers of the year, coaches of the year, Mr. and Miss Gorillas. And
they're not married, they're just separate. One gorilla has a bow in
that's
her
right.
hair. This is a Kim pet peeve. Like when there's like a softball team and it's the girl Vipers or girl Gorillas, all you do is put a bow in their hair, so that makes them a girl gorilla.
Yes.
We can't just be we can't just be the regular Warriors. It's the lady gorillas because they have a bow in their hair. It's a Kim Verduzco pet peeve.
I kind of agree. I don't even have a trophy up here, do I?
Did you put a bow on the gorilla?
No, I did not.
Good.
I used the same gorilla and just changed the front plate. So
I was about to protest.
Kim would have been protesting.
Yep.
So we are going to, I guess we'll tell you. For the boys, we have 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A. For the girls, I was trying to figure out a best way to give some awards to not always to the seniors. So we are breaking it down by regional of the year, regional wrestlers. So there'll be 4 regional wrestlers and then 3 Miss Gorilla, number 1, runner up, and 3rd. So Goshen Regional Wrestler of the Year, Alexandra Bastaic of Highland.
She's pretty good.
Yeah.
I got to see her a lot last year wrestling the boys. She's really good.
Yeah, when I was going through like trying to pick out top wrestlers in each regional, and I saw her name, and I'm like, I hope she wasn't a senior, and I missed her on the Miss Gorilla ballot. And luckily, she's only a junior and pretty darn good, having a great career. So
she's a beast.
Yeah, she is a beast. She's nationally ranked and pretty darn good. Our number 2.
Shout out to the Highland Trojans. That might have been their first award they've ever gotten on here.
Yes, I'm pretty positive it is. I do have
Coach Mark Maldonado making things happen.
I need to pull up I can tell you real quick, but I'm pretty positive it's our first Highland award winner. So Rochester Regional, Kendall Moe, another tough 3-time state champ. She's nationally ranked.
State qualifier last year also, right?
I think 2-time semi-state qualifier, if I'm not mistaken, against the boys.
Yeah.
So, pretty good career.
Good cornrows in that too. And that's we didn't even talk about Revan Dickman's cornrows from the state finals, but
no, we didn't. Blonde too.
Yeah. Kendall Moe is really good. Congratulations, yes. Kendall Moe.
Mooresville Regional Wrestler of the Year, Monica McMahon from Columbus East. So she has bragging rights over her twin sister and her brother.
Yeah. Whenever I asked for some advice on my Mrs. Gorilla voting, Monica McMahon had came up a couple times. What's going on, man? I get a lot of what's up. Hey guys. Unless someone else is mic in there, then sorry. I got a couple Monica McMahons, but she's not a senior. I said it's a senior only award for Mrs. Gorilla. So obviously that speaks to how well she's wrestling, and she's a beast too.
Yes.
So are they just the Olympians too? They're not the Lady Olympians, right?
No. And then 2-time state champion, Alexandria Regional Wrestler of the Year, Maddie Marsh from Pendleton Heights. Another one that is nationally ranked and pretty dominant. So
nice.
So those are our girls.
2-time champ already, you said?
2-time champ, yeah. Only a sophomore, so.
Wow. Two opportunities, 2 titles.
Yep. She's gonna go. She's pretty good. Has had a lot of national success. Oh, and she's even in here. So, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Thank you. Give me my drink.
So now, boys, we're gonna do the best one first. 1A Wrestler of the Year, Lincoln Carter from Eastside. The only stipulation of getting this award is I have to present him the award at the Butler McDonald's.
Man, that's gonna be great. I hope they at least. I'm eating whatever Wendy's. I don't know where this is from, but represent, man. This is pretty good. Thank you.
Yes, we are going to definitely.
He had a really good year. I
Yeah.
mean, coming back, ran into a third place finish. Beat Easton Doster in the semi-state. I think he's had like an amazing year. A 2-time qualifier before that. The future is bright for Lincoln Carter.
Yeah, and only a junior, one more year. First East Side State placer since 1996.
Nice.
Eric Miller. So, yeah, great season this year. Still has another year left, and excited to see the Blazer power. And then 2A Wrestler of the Year, Matthew MJ Staples from New Prairie.
Man, we didn't even talk about MJ Staples' interview. I thought he had some like pretty good humor in there.
Yes.
Man, he had some pretty good levity in there. Made me laugh. Felt pretty comfortable on the camera for a freshman.
Yeah. So yeah, he did really good. Great scene, great year. It's always pretty neat to hear the kids on the mic in front of that many people, and it's not like it's a flow interview or an interview after IPO or whatever. It's everyone's listening to you, so you're like, whoa.
Oh man, think about the emotional high you're on.
Yeah.
You just completed your goal, right? And you're the champ, so now you're there, and then they're like, "Hey, we want to talk to you." So you have to kind of reel it back in. Like that's what I said, man. I thought his interview was really good. So congratulations to MJ Staples and the New Prairie Cougars. Man, the Iron Bear has 65,000 McDonald's points.
I think that gets you your own McDonald's franchise, doesn't it?
Call Ray Kroc.
Yeah. And so 2 of our awards are going to go to freshmen. 3A Wrestler of the Year, Baby Gable, Cameron Hazlett from Lowell. We talked a little bit about him last week. He's good.
Really good.
And he might snag a couple of these by the time it's all done. I mean, yeah, pretty impressive. So 4A Wrestler of the Year. This one was a tough one. This one's always a tough one because obviously that's where a lot of the state champions are from, 3 and 4A. And sometimes the main thing I'll say with this before we go too far, we don't obviously there's a 1A wrestler that we didn't mention. I try not to double up awards in the same year because why not give more love to other people? So this one was a very tough decision. We were going back and forth in our group chat, but our 3A wrestler or 4A Wrestler of the Year, speaking of cornrows, Revan Dickman. So he needs to smile more in his pictures. He always looks like he's mad.
Dominant season for Dickman.
Yeah.
Tech fall in the finals. Closest match was 1-0 in the quarters with Bollinger, but awesome year.
Yeah. I'm sure someone may chime in, but the offensive points he's given up to Indiana kids during his career is very minimal. That's not very many points. So pretty impressive career so far, especially on the three-time Ironman placer.
Yeah, finalist in the Ironman.
Yeah. So I think these are coaches of the year. I don't know which order I put these in now after I've girls coach of the year. He just commented. Ty Olds, Columbus East, state champions.
That's a good looking tie too, honestly.
Yeah. I'm surprised that he needs to get ones with the Olympic logos on there. Or I like their little their logo. They have one of the coolest logos. So
congratulations, Coach Olds.
Getting in a couple awards. So 1A Coach of the Year, Bill Hoover from the North Miami Indians. No, they're Warriors.
It says Warriors on his sleeve, right?
Yeah, Warriors. Yes, North Miami Warriors. Good catch. So
I think they're the North Miami Hurricanes.
So Coach Hoover, North Miami won 1A state. They had a couple state qualifiers. Real good year for them.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of guys coming back, so they're going to be pretty good for a while. He's got that program running on all cylinders right now. 2A Coach of the Year, give him some more neck love. Nick Krause dominated. The Railroaders dominated 2A, won sectional, 5 state qualifiers. Pretty good season by
Man,
most
what a
standing.
handsome devil too.
I mean, you said it. So, congratulations, Mr. Krause. 3A Coach of the Year, Sean Richardson. He does coach Roncalli. Not gonna.
Yeah, Coach Richardson had an awesome year. Roncalli, man, they're right there. French fries. I'm eating French fries that didn't even make my top 5. Yeah, Coach Richardson, amazing year. Roncalli, obviously a dominant program right now.
Yeah, winning a tough, a 3A division that's just loaded with good teams and pretty dominant this year. So congratulations to Mr. Richardson. 4A Coach of the Year, handsome devil, Derek Snyder.
Man, battling injuries to get a state title.
Yes, had to.
Two state championships on a bum wheel, making it happen,
and breaking records.
The general
on one leg
got his guys ready. Like obviously, he surrounds himself with great coaches. But man, congratulations, Coach Snyder. Good job.
He felt bad, Jake getting hurt, and he's like, "Man, I gotta do this on one leg too," and so he did it.
Dude, that's what I had heard. I had heard that he was so disappointed that Jake had to wrestle with an injury that he said, "You know what? I'm going to carry that same burden." Good dude, man. He's a real good dude. I'm happy for the successes that he's had.
Let me double check of what the order of this is, so I don't. I did this just a little bit ago, and now I don't know which one's next. Oh, I can be prepared. So congratulations to all the coaches. Oh yeah, well, one more coaching of the year award, the coaching staff, and I got most of them in this picture. And I even made Kyle look really good.
The disrespect for my guy Kyle. Can it not happen even more, man? We took 120 losses last year, and now you're disrespecting us with this Cubs hat.
I made him look good.
No, man.
The Brownsburg staff, just like you just said, top-notch staff. You could take any of those guys, and they could be a head coach at a program and be running it with quite a few state qualifiers, placers, and champs. And I don't know. I'm trying to pull up my notes. So we got Kyle Ayersman, Cubs fan, super Cubs fan. Brian Smiley, Eric Lynn, the heavyweight whisperer, Rick Thompson, Alex Skipper. Those are some of the main ones. I know they have a bunch of other guys that are in and out of that help out and stuff, but great staff, great guys to talk to and stuff. They give you a lot of good information, and congrats. I mean, it's what Brownsburg did this year was not Derek, and he will fully admit that. It's a staff of those guys, and they all have jobs, and they all do, they all have 5 or 6 kids or whatever that they work with, and they all get them good.
Yeah. What they've done down there is pretty amazing. Like obviously those guys all know wrestling, and you see those guys in the chairs of the guys they're working with, and it's not, you never see like the ego and maybe there is, but it's behind the scenes. I don't see it. Those guys just saying, "Hey, this is the guy I'm working with. This is the chair. Like I'm in the finals." And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. The thing I always see is when you see a head coach not in the chair, that means the head coach cares about those kids. He says, "Hey, these 2 guys are working with that guy. Why? I don't need to be." Number one, that means a coach trusts those guys that they're not going to go crazy and get kicked out or anything. And they also trust that they know that those kids are going to be more comfortable with those guys in the chair. Just so many different things that go into that. And in all honesty, that tells you that coach cares more about the program as a whole rather than just sitting in the chair and saying that I'm the head coach. So, Jason, no. I'm going to ban you from this stream. That's even worse than the White Sox. So now we will go to our Gorilla Awards. We'll start with the girls. Miss Gorilla, second runner-up, Ella Gall from Northfield, had a fantastic senior year. Was state runner-up, but was pretty dominant throughout the year. She did win a title last year. I believe it was last year.
It was Wendy's fries.
And she was also the Mental Attitude Award winner this year. So pretty cool award to win. First ever girls Mental Attitude Award winner.
And I would assume that's Northfield's first award for wrestling.
Yes. And also, I guess I should have prefaced the Gorilla Awards. Miss and Mr. Gorilla are both voted on by media, wrestling coaches, admins, and sometimes some national level people. All vote on this. We have a little bit less than for girls, about 25 to 30 voters, and there are about 40-ish for boys. And this is not the other awards before were all picked by me and the rest of the staff. Usually it's pretty easy. Usually it's confirmation. Hey, this is probably who I'm thinking. Anyone want to disagree? And usually it's fairly easy. A couple of them are kind of tough. So this is all voted. This is not a pick by any means. So we get voters from all over the state. So it's pretty neat to see the votes come in. And so just so you guys know, so Miss Gorilla, first runner up is Ella Gall, or second runner up. First runner up, Joy Cantu from Maryville, 4-time placer in the girls division, and this was her first championship. Really good career. She qualified for semi-state twice.
Yep.
Twice against the boys. Really dominant year. Tough wrestler. So
tough wrestling family overall.
Yes. So the Miss Gorilla Award. This I gotta figure out what order this is in. Was a very interesting award with this year, with some girls wrestling boys, some wrestling girls, and sometimes there are executive decisions. Since I'm an executive, I guess, as I told my wife, she laughed at me.
COO.
Yes. That we make when giving out awards, because we can do what we want. So I made the executive to this decision that we will give out multiples.
And you reached out. I mean, I said I thought it was a good idea too.
Yeah. Yes. I did reach out. So we are going to give out 3 Miss Gorilla Awards. I think that it was very easy to make this decision on the 2 of them. Heather Crawl, amazing career, 3-time state qualifier, never shied away from the competition. You know, she could have easily said, "Hey, I'm going to wrestle the girls this year. I'm going to tech pin everybody, and it doesn't matter."
You gotta get a picture of Heather Crawl next to like the tossed official.
Well, I mean, we're getting reimbursements from Troy for putting him on a graphic. I didn't even, paying him out of there. So I made sure he's in there. So yeah. So Heather could have easily said, "Hey, I want to wrestle the girls. I want to get a state title." Instead, she wanted to go the hardest path possible. 3-time state qualifier, pretty impressive career. So the next one, obviously, pretty easy to say. Another one that has that same pretty close same credentials, Juliana Ocampo, 4-time state qualifier, 1-time placer. There aren't not very many people can say they qualified for state 4 times.
Yep.
So congratulations to her. Pretty impressive career.
Very impressive career.
So the third one was the one that was voted on, and that was Mallory Winter, 4-time state champion for Jay County. Love the singlet. pretty cool singlet. And
He's a heck of a softball player too.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, she's going to what, Rio Grande for wrestling. So excited to see her career as she goes on. So now on to the boys. We have 3 boy ones. Our first one, second runner up, is Isaiah Schaefer from Mater Dei. Impressive career, Ironman placer, won a title, probably the most dramatic way possible. Probably gave his dad a heart attack.
Man, this is the first I've even seen the Mr. Gorilla results. So this is all. I know who I voted for and how it went. So I'm on the edge of my seat too. Really good career for Isaiah Schaefer, Ironman placer.
Yeah. I guess I didn't check him to see if anything changed, but I assume nothing changed. I've heard no. Runner up is Noah Weaver from Rossville. Tried to find a picture with him smiling, still couldn't find one. I guess my photographers don't get him smiling.
Man, he smiles a lot too. He's a happy guy.
Yes, but see now his girlfriend has a leg up on him because she was Miss Gorilla, and he was just runner up. So, and then pretty easy to kind of figure it out. 4-time state champion, Jake Hockaday. Made my computer pretty much worthless because it says 3-time state champion, Mr. Gorilla. Pretty impressive career to say the least. 11th 4-timer.
Change the title page too.
Yes, yeah, change that up. I gotta tinker with that a little bit, but yeah, got the 4-timers that I have some good pictures of. So, yeah. So congratulations to all the award winners. I have all the graphics I will be posting here in a few minutes.
That's pretty good. Brett Smith.
What Brett say? Oh,
Lockaday.
Nice. Hopefully I didn't misspell that. That'd be embarrassing. So, pretty always like giving out the awards, and I will be ordering the awards here soon, and hopefully getting them to the wrestlers as soon as possible. Waylon Kressel is going to be definitely in the mix for next year's Mr. Gorilla award. Tough going at the 4A level. If you want to look at who got left off of the 4A list, it was a tough one with like someone like Gunnar Henderson. I'm in baseball mode. Gunnar Henry,
decent outfielder for the Orioles.
Yes, yes. Gunnar Henry was there. You could have picked. I mean, obviously, any of the Brownsburg state champions could have easily been in the mix. So, let's see. 190 was Gunnar. 75 Kressel, Palat.
Yeah, Adrian had there.
Obviously, I mean, just a lot of people that could have been in that mix. Yes, Penn wrote in a very interesting person for Miss Gorilla, but I won't mention that on air. So, could be. I don't want to upset any people. So, yeah. So, congratulations. Whew. Definitely need music next time.
I know, man. Usually, we kind of jazz it up with some sports codes and stuff. We didn't do it this year. That's all right. Yeah. Yeah. So, always great, man. I know I wasn't the first one to turn my votes in this year. I actually dragged my computer at work blocked my ballot, so I had to wait till I got home. Congratulations to all those guys. Obviously, those are and women, ladies and guys. Great careers, and if that's kind of a precursor to next year to see where they all fit in. Dude, I heard we'll go to freshman sophomore state. I heard a hot rumor that Dog Pound Red was revealed at freshman sophomore state.
I saw a picture of someone wearing a shirt that said Dog Pound Red.
So did I. And man, it was so tricky because this person was kicking him out of the fan base.
Yeah.
I was so confused.
Yeah. Freshman sophomore state. Can I get first before we go to saw that the track gopher was responding to people in a good manner
I seen
about
that
freshman
too.
sophomore state and some good stuff in there. Let's see if I can bring this up. Present print charts. Ooh, that looks bad. Can we make it smaller?
It's pretty.
Yeah.
Village, man. That Tim, that could be a lot of people, my friend. That could be a lot of people.
It's a big village. There
I'll
we
give
go.
you access to my PMs, and you can see how many village idiots we have.
Yeah. So freshman sophomore state, always a great event, and man, what's it been going on for about 7-8 years?
Love it.
You
I
know?
love the event actually.
Yeah, it's great to see where guys are, and it's great for rankings for next year. So, so it was really, it's always neat to see. I was telling him as I was going through some of the brackets, I was like, man, I didn't realize this guy was only like a sophomore. I thought he was like a junior or senior. So I saw a lot of names that were pretty interesting to see that they're still pretty young, still 2 more years, and should be pretty cool to see how this goes, how these guys do later. And 106 stacked.
Well,
Kellen Chef.
I think one of the cool things, and not to like cut you off, one of the cool things is to see some of the backups at some of the bigger programs and see how they would have fit into this group too, which is always pretty amazing. And then this weekend, how some of the middle school kids that are in cadets like compete with some of the high school kids. So this is always a cool event for me to kind of see where people are at.
Yeah. So Kellen Chef over Cameron Schofield of Franklin Community. Some good matches in there. Briggs Tackett, Julian DeLuna from Hanover Central, Ethan Bayless, who was a backup for Cathedral.
Tate St. Lawrence.
Yeah, that's a pretty good guy behind him. There's someone else I saw in there earlier. Oh, I must have missed him. Some good. Vince McCoy was in there. Spent some time in the rankings. Alan Walker. You see a lot of names that were in the rankings there.
Yeah, I was happy to see Vince McCoy able to compete. It looked like he was pretty injured at semi-state, so pretty quick turnaround. Schofield was in the rankings at some point. I think he fell out in the last one. Bayless, just tough room, man. That's a tough room to be in. And they have another kid, and I don't think he competed in this, Jackson Lavin. Maybe he was at 13, had a really good year. I think Schrock was from Mechanical, was on the watch list. Canali was a semi-state qualifier. Batchelder Elder was in and out of the rankings. Vince McCoy, Tackett had a really good day. Bergs Tackett, Rushville. Chef is really tough. Alden Walker had some big wins this year too for Mater Day.
Yeah, so it's always these are very. I mean, honestly, when you start to do rankings next year, this is one of the first events you're going to look at. So if you did well here,
not to like plug the site, like the site doesn't need, like I know like people are saying, we're asking, was the site dying? But the first thing I always look at is IPO. IPO is the first thing I'm going to look at and see where it's at and kind of build back from there. And then, I mean, like obviously there's state in there, but if you have a win over someone that was at state, especially at IPO, real close to the season, probably close to what you're going to wrestle, that's the first one. And then freshman, sophomore is one of the ones that you kind of start feeling people in around there.
Mm-hmm. And ISWA, which is this weekend. Mm-hmm. So get those matches in. And I mean, there's a lot of other events that you can look at. You'll see like the Wild West duels and some other things where you see some Indiana guys hitting. Sometimes it's more the individual tournaments because duels can get kind of funky with different rules and things like that. So then Alden Walker got third over Batchelder.
They've had a nice little rivalry, Castle and Cathedral.
Yeah, they're no strangers.
I think there were some other guys that are in the mix that I know that had been in other rankings. Some of these guys, I felt like, not that I'm like, being a size discriminatory person, but I thought they were kind of small for the weight. So that it's good to see some of these guys and see where they're at, like weight wise. And a guy like Colton Land of Vincent's Lincoln, I know he's was right on. I think he was in the rankings at one point. There might have been it.
Yeah. So, yeah, some real good blood round matches too.
And what do they wrestle the blood round first thing in the morning, like in that wrestle back? They
Yeah,
wrestle like
they wrestle to you get to the semifinals, you're done, and then it's 8 left in the consolations, and then they wrestle that blood round right in the morning. So, good and bad with that. I think the track gopher kind of made a good explanation of.
nice.
I think I like it.
Mine was in Joe's bag. It's in the mail right now.
Yeah, should be there today.
It wasn't in my mail today. Did it say delivered?
I don't know.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
it. I'll check it here later. But yeah, I think I kind of like that. I guess I didn't understand the reason why they did that, but I'd rather have a fresh match, be fresh, have a night of sleep, being able to eat because they do have the way outs and stuff, and then come back in the morning and wrestle. So so that should be. So I kind of like that. I mean, obviously wrestling one match and going home not fun, but don't win or lose. Sorry, don't lose. So 113, MJ Heilman from Brownsburg on their backups. Not a bad weekend. Beating some really good wrestlers. Beat Nick Freeze, Drew Heisler, Michael Skaggs. Beat some guys that were in the rankings. Beat Doss.
Yeah, he had a pretty good run.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to. Jackson Robbins is the only one that really didn't have any criteria, and we're still trying to figure out what's going on with him. If I know any friends in Rochester, tell me what's up there.
Yeah, I know Jackson Robbins wrestled my nephew at Sparty Duels, so like that was I was confused by that because when my brother asked, he said it says his profile's from Rochester. I said he wrestled freshman sophomore last year. I'm not sure why he's in there. Yeah, MJ Heilman's really tough. I thought he wrestled the Carnahan when Dickman wasn't in. I thought he was a little bit undersized for the weight. He wrestled 13 here, and obviously it's probably a better fit. But yeah, that's a dominant day. 14-4, 6-3 over Heisler, 3-0 over Freeze. These are all guys that were in the mix. I mean, Heisler was a ticket rounder.
Yes, ticket rounder.
Freeze was a ticket rounder. Skaggs was a ticket rounder. Was Doss a ticket rounder also? And then Jackson Robbins, obviously really tough. He had a tough path also. He had to beat some really tough guys to get there.
Yeah, good weight. Another real good weight here.
I was surprised to see Chance Smith down at 13. He had qualified at 120, and but I forgot that Mishawaka has a pretty tough 13-pounder also. So maybe just one of those things.
Yeah, and some real good matches. You've seen Braden Head, Seth Lamb down there, Caleb Morrow, Drew Heisler over Caleb Morrow. So it's some real good matches in there. Chase Smith over Heisler for third, Caleb Morrow over Braden Head, Seth Lamb over Parker Barnard. So real good matches there. 130 is or 113, another good weight class. Another backup from a pretty good school. Cam Stash wins over Quinnell Gabriel of Lakeland.
Shout out to Cam Stash. His dad wrestled for the Calumet Warriors state qualifier.
Calumet Warrior, wow.
They downgraded with that Crown Point Community School. Should have stayed in the township.
Should have stayed in the nice.
Now the Stash family is awesome. Their dad, also Don Stash, his dad's Donnie Stash, did a lot for Calumet's wrestling program. So really like those guys. Congratulations, Cam. I know Eric Knowles in here. Like we were kind of talking about it. Man, he's probably varsity in 90% of the schools in the state, right? And like obviously, like you're probably not varsity at Brownsburg. They have a pretty good 120. You're not varsity at Crown Point. They have a pretty good 120. Probably not Delta. They have a pretty good 120 in Center Grove. But past that, like you're kind of getting in the mix where you're probably a guy like right in that area that could probably be varsity almost anywhere. So not saying that he's leaving Crown Point. That's not the room where I'm starting. But with the transfer rule, I mean, You're talking freshman at 13, sophomore at 120, third placer, 26 just graduated, maybe slides into that role. 32 we're about to talk about, 32 again. Nice. Started in the Indian wrestling club, Lake Central. Good people, man. Amazing people. Cam works hard, so I'm happy that he had a lot of success there.
Yeah, good to see that. I mean, I really didn't know much about him, and he obviously came the guys that were the backups. They didn't get, because they do separate based on if they're a state qualifier, semi-state qualifier, ticket rounder. So they came in with nothing. So they had to, even if they won their region, the qualifier, they still weren't given super high seeds there. So Stash, he beat Francisco Rodriguez.
It came in an awesome IHPO too. Like he beat Matthew Baylor there, lost in overtime to Gavin Kemp. So I mean, really tough.
Beat a tough Carlo Federici, Cornell Gabriel. I think he was in the. I'm pretty positive he was in the ticket round. So yeah, good tournament for him, and definitely he's one that you're trying just like Heilman. You're like, how are they going to fit him in the lineup?
Yeah,
because that's a guy you don't want on your back. You know, he's great to have if you have an injury or something, but you want him in the lineup. You want those.
I mean, Heilman's probably in a worse spot, right? Because you return 6, who's a state champ. You return 13, who's a state champ. You return 20, who's a state champ. 26, tough draw, loses to the third placer, has a state medal. 32 just graduated. And there's a guy that was in the mix on the next weight that, same last name, had a pretty good showing. So, I mean, Heilman, you benefit from being in that room too, obviously.
Damn, sounds like the mail got quick today. Went out quick.
Right. They
everyone else is getting their packages. So
all right, I'm gonna go outside and check it. Maybe I checked them at the wrong time.
So yeah, good weight class there. Third, Carlo Federici over Colin Clark.
Yeah, couple Newcastle semi-state representatives there.
Yep. Nolan Mullen or Tanner Gardner. Is it Tanner Gardner? That doesn't sound right. I don't like having these abbreviations. Trip Gardner from Shelbyville. Tanner Gardner was like a wrestler for like Stanford or something.
Nolan Mullins of Jasper.
Yeah. So
Jeremiah Johnson of the Techies over. Was it Francisco Rodriguez? What is it? No, Francisco Rodriguez is close for the Angels. Fabian Rodriguez.
Fabian. Oh, Fabian.
For Southport.
I was thinking it was the Munster kid.
Yeah, he was a senior, but yeah.
He didn't wrestle. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either. So yeah, really good. There was a lot of really good people in this weight class that didn't medal. So congratulations to those guys.
And 126, Ryan Hockaday, not Jake. I think he has 2 good ACLs from what I've heard. He lost in the finals from Max Quiros.
Take 210 or ticket rounder to lost in overtime to Matthew Maldonado.
Quiros over a tough Xavier Flores, who's really tough. He's had a lot of ISWA success, and for Center Grove, he was in the semis. Obviously, you have Hockaday over Julian Duggar from Portage. Rex Reynolds, not at Reynolds. That's not at Brownsburg. So another good weight class. Evan Kreiderman, Hanover Central, had a good year. Hunter Mallory. It's a lot of names where you kind of recognize through. Xavier Flores was a pretty dominant, other than Quiros.
Yeah, Flores is really tough. Just again, another guy that's just in a tough spot in that room. I think he has a easier, I don't know if an easier path, but they're graduating some of those guys. Eddie Goss right there in that same area. So, Colt Goodman's been in the rankings. Hockaday, he got to fill in a lot when his brother was out, obviously. He almost got the number 2 seed at the Ironman, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Huge win for Oscar Garcia of Franklin Wrestling over Kreiderman 10-5 and loses by major to Hockaday. Ryan's tough, man. And I think he's a guy that's progressed, like looking at his youth results. He's progressively gotten better. He's a guy that might be in the mix next year, maybe to step in his brother's old weight class. Yeah, Ethan Bayless is really tough. I think Cathedral's got some really tough little guys. Some of those guys got to start lifting weights and get away from each other, right?
Yes, they're gonna have to find a good diet to get bigger on. So yeah, good weight there. 132. This one. You had to do a double take when we saw this. Obviously, you were tipped off to it. Tegan Newell qualified for state at 150 pounds.
Yep.
And then just won freshman sophomore at 132. He can't make up what weight he wants to go.
Again, just tough room, right? Really tough room. You got to kind of get in where you can fit in the lineup. And, ran into the state champ on Friday night, returning state champ. He didn't win it this year, but Division I recruit Friday night, probably a tough draw for a 3, probably the toughest draw for a 3 maybe.
Yeah.
And, just kind of dominated, right?
Yeah.
Beats Ulrey, who was ranked top 20 at 20. Beats Dowdy, who was top probably 10 at 26. Beats Kissinger, who was top ranked in the top at 32. Butcher and
Butcher has had some pretty good success. He's pretty solid.
Yeah. That's a pretty. Tech major, tech, and look like he had some pretty good coaching over there.
Yeah, a couple Gavins and a Van Tichel.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. That's one of the coolest things is seeing those guys helping out and taking their weekend. They could have taken the weekend off like I did, but they didn't, and they went down there to obviously the worst Wi-Fi environment ever.
Man, they took the title from the Spartan Classic.
I guess so. Just glad State's not held there anymore. Yeah, so Newell over Ori beat Isaiah Bukamia, who also beat Marcus Malone. Jack Richardson's in there. Drew Zuckerwell. Just pretty good weight class. Just overall, just looking at like the round of 16 and like, wow, those are some guys that were all. I'm pretty much certain. Isaac Suderith would be the only one I would say. Probably Will Patterson, I think, might have been in the. Most of these guys were in the semi-state rankings, at least.
Yeah, and I think Suderith was on the watch list at the end.
Yeah.
That's a really good weight class.
So then,
Kissinger Tech fall Dowdy in the 3rd and 4th place match. I didn't see that result. It's pretty good. Kissinger majored Bikima. Almost majored Malone. Kissinger, other than Noah, looked like he was on a mission.
Yeah. Lane Kirshner for 5th. Marcus Malone over Jack Richardson for 7th. So
Marcus Malone coming down from 38, not as surprising as Noah coming down from 150.
Yeah. Yes. So 138, Cash Mays. The recurring theme.
Yeah. He jumped a couple weight classes from last year too, right?
Yeah, he was 106. He beat Max Benoit of Benoit. I guess.
Yeah, I think they keep saying Benoit. I used to call it Benoit, but I think they say it's Benoit.
Obviously, they're not French. Benoit. He has a sister. So two battle of JV wrestlers for 2 top teams in the state. So
activate the power of the ginger. I like to call it varsity too at that point. I think if you're at that level, you got to be, that's more of a varsity 2 situation. Yeah. Like we kind of said with Cam Stash, Cash May is probably in 90% of the lineups in the state. Benoit, I think he was a Hanover kid, and his sister ended up going to Crown Point. So by default, like my daughter Noemi probably might have wanted to be a Lowell kid. She had to be a Andrean kid by default. Yeah, tough spot there at Crown Point, and a tough spot there at a really tough spot there at Brownsburg, because you're returning a 138-pound state champ, you're returning the 144-pound state champ, you're returning the 150-pound state champ, and you got a kid that's pretty good, possibly coming in next year. That's a nationally ranked middle school wrestler that's built like a grown man.
Yes, yeah, that's going to be an interesting it's always interesting to see where the weights shake out, and you're always trying to project, and it's useless at this point, especially when you're talking teenagers who can grow pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, he only jumped 30 pounds.
Yeah.
So another 30, and maybe it'd be good. Kind of clear some of those guys. But another really good weight. Same thing with Benoit. Like he's probably varsity at a lot of rooms too. Who's Brownsburg getting next year? I mean, I think Henchman's in their middle school program. He's at Brownsburg Middle School, right? I'm just assuming he's going to go there.
Yeah. We're just until we see the letter of intent.
Yeah, until we get all the hats on the table.
Until we see them taking their freshman classes also.
I need 2 forms of identification. We were talking about guys that I had thought were in high school for a long time. Alex Tinley of Ben Davis, man. I don't know. I thought he was there forever. I saw him in the sophomore thing. I thought that was crazy. No, dude, there you go. Fighting Vodkas.
Fighting Vodkas, nice.
It's gonna be like a guy at the top hat smoking a cigar as his logo.
Yes, he's gonna be like the school in Arizona that it's just a wrestling school, and they take classes every so often.
Man, they have like an IMG in Arizona for that.
Yeah,
Lincoln Henchman. I'm sorry. Yeah, Lincoln Henchman is the middle school kid I'm talking about, but I could be wrong. Like middle school. Projecting middle school freshmen and like high schools is probably the toughest job in the ranking business. Like what's we have a homeschool team that like plays out of the area for softball. They're like the Marlins or something. Nice. All the homeschool kids get to play.
So another good weight class. I have to see who some of these. I don't know the first names of some of these guys at 138 because they got a little. They're not names we have talked about too much. So you're starting to get. So it was Simon Martinez, Highland, Keegan Murray, Cameron Helson from Maryville over Tristan Elmore, then Brain Linter over Julius West.
Yeah, pretty good mix there.
Yeah, some teams, and this is where you start seeing some guys that were backups that are going to be possibly hitting some of these lineups. Dakota Willoughby, state qualifier from Fountain Central over Asa Spencer from North Posey.
North Posey represent.
Yes.
Highland had a good day there too. Landon Garrison ran into the semis over Kevin Tom.
Yeah, that was Highland. Some of those region schools did pretty well. Cameron Pratt of Bloomington South was 5th. Kevin Tom 8th. State qualifier. Owen Porterfield from Center Grove, another one to probably watch out for. They're going to be filling in those weights.
Grayson Bauman probably in a tough spot in that modern day room also.
Yeah.
Lost to Porterfield there.
Another Bauman coming up. That's pretty good for them. So, should be another pretty good deep weight class. Willoughby was a state qualifier. A couple state qualifiers in there, both kind of doing well. And a lot of good matches. 150, Sean Breedlove over Johan Strain of Franklin. I can say I don't know much about Strain, but he made it to the finals in a pretty solid. He beat Jacob Unger from Cowan, who was a state qualifier on his way to the finals. So obviously Franklin's going to have some kids coming up through there. That's going to be pretty good.
Jacob Strain was a semi-state qualifier. Lost to Cooksey first round of semi-state. I mean, Cooksey is incredibly tough.
Mm-hmm.
4th at the regional behind Ethan Jones and Luke Spurgeon.
Okay. Elijah Gall of Northfield, talked about his sister earlier, was 3rd over Ashingoni.
Big Elijah Gall fan right here.
Probably the biggest.
Might be the biggest Elijah Gall fan in the state. I mean, he's probably got family that's probably the bigger state. Yeah. In the IndianaMat community, biggest Elijah Gall fan. This is a me and Caleb debate. I almost screenshot this and send it to him, honestly.
Gall, Breedlove over Gall there in the quarters.
How crazy is it that Breedlove beat Tegan Knoll at Team State, like in a tight match? Both freshman, sophomore state champs, about 3 weight classes apart.
Yes, yeah, that's nuts. So then Carnell Baker Whiteland 5th, Julia Spencer Knox, Joshua Ushman from Riverton Park, and Caden Jones of Oak Hill. 157, Franklin Community having another good day. Cameron Summers over Mason Litke from Griffith.
Mason Licky.
Licky.
His parents were the Calumet too.
Man.
Crossing that Griffith border. His uncle's a good dude, Alec Noah. Well, he's a good guy. He coaches there now.
Edwin Rainey from Mater Dei, 3rd. Jaden Foudy of Whiteland, 4th. RJ McCoy of Lafayette Jeff. Jude Small. Lyric Mitchell and Connor Haynes.
Valparaiso, Coach Cook trained.
Yes, sir. So another good weight. 165. Lincoln Cooper over Robbie Leahy.
Cooper. Shout out to Robbie Leahy, me making a run.
Yeah. You got the theme of the tournament's like, this is where the backups for or actually he wasn't a backup. He was
Robbie Leahy was in the lineup.
Yeah. He beat Caden Uran in the semis. And
Robbie Leahy just ran into a real tough one at regionals. I mean, that regional is brutal. He ran into Evan Hamlin. That's tough.
Yeah, some Olympian on Olympian crime in the semis there. Lincoln Cooper over Clayton Miller. That wasn't good. And they had three Columbus East wrestlers placed at 165.
Good. All those guys.
They got the Temu version of Brayton Lee called Braden Lee. I had to do a double take. I'm like, what? So Braden Lee was 8th. They got the 1st, 4th, and 8th. So they cleaned house there.
Good shape there for Coach Cooper.
Yeah, it's going to be some fun wrestle offs and figuring out where guys go. We got to get on some bulk jobs. So Cohen Davis, Hamilton Southeastern 3rd, Jackson Prater, state qualifier from East Central 5th. And kind of tells you some of these weight classes when you see in a state qualifier placing 5th, tells you the depth of these weight classes, the guys that didn't make it to state, and kind of crazy to see. And props to those guys that were state qualifiers that said, hey, I'm getting back on the horse and running it back at freshman, sophomore.
Man, I just read Ken's comment. I heard Cathedral could be having some pretty good incoming talent too. Sounds like the Irish are trying to rebuild the ranks.
Yep.
In the rumor mill.
Yep. Our favorite rumor mill. 175, Colin McMahon, down from 190. Runs it to a champion over Tyson Barrow. Brody Wingate, East Central, another state qualifier over Elijah Geyer. Jackson Litchfield from Heritage. Some Northeast Indiana fighting going on over Paul Woods. They're not too far away from each other. Some Carroll Regional action. Bryce Montgomery Maryville over Noah Ward from Floyd Central. So pretty good weight class there, especially at 175. McMahon's been to
Noah Ward came down from 190 also, right?
I think so. He might have been even higher.
Noah Ward competed at the semi-state. No, he was at 165.
Okay.
I'm telling tales outside of school. I'm thinking someone else.
I thought they
had Spencer Fain.
Okay. So, yeah, pretty good weight class there, especially for the upper weights. A lot of guys with some good, solid credentials. Elijah Geyer, man, he's only a sophomore?
Yeah.
Jeez. He's been in school like 6 years.
I think you're thinking of, Geyer Elijah. Different.
Geyer Elijah.
Different kid.
Like, he's one of those guys I'm like, man, this guy's been around. He has to be at least a junior. He's only a sophomore. I'm pretty positive he's a sophomore. But
yeah.
McMahon's been around. McMahon only a sophomore.
Well, I think, the bigger weights, you got a lot of younger guys. I think we talked about that last week on the state show, just the depth of talent at the bigger weights that are younger guys. I mean, we're going to talk about it heavyweight, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah. 190, another good weight class. Alex Tatum, state qualifier last year.
Kind of a bad seed for Alec Tatum. Was he unseeded in this?
Probably.
Drop for John Bear.
Yeah. it doesn't look like, because Bear was a ticket rounder. And Hank Redmond, so it must have been ticket rounders, semi-state qualifiers, and then based on your placement. Tante was pretty well in the middle there too. So Corey Tante over Alexander Tatum. I saw Bear draw, and then I started, going down like, ooh, Tatum. Oh crap, that's going to be a tough one. You're going to run right into him real early, and then have to battle back. So it's more of a separation than a seeding. So
Yeah.
Tatum, good to see him back.
This was a pretty good weight overall. Jensen Bridges, a real tough freshman for Indian Creek. Colin Falor, Tatum, I think won majors against both of those guys. Down at that bottom, like Tante over Hank Redmond. Hank Redmond over Garrett DeUser. Is that how you said DeUser? Deuser. Heard he's a pretty good baseball player.
Yeah.
So good weight. That bottom quarterback was really tough.
Yeah, there's some good matches in there. Tante, John Stryker. Used to be Stryker Wrestling Club out of like Mishawaka area.
Man, Corey Tante up a couple weights, right? Yeah, he wrestled 65 at semi-state up to 190.
He's on the Coach Tante bulk job. So that's pretty good, going up a couple weights and end up beating a state qualifier there.
Is he a quarterback like his brother was also?
I do not.
Alec Tatum, I believe, is the quarterback at Hobart.
That'd be pretty cool seeing some quarterbacks battle it out at a – you don't see very many quarterbacks wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, you got a pretty good one at Heritage Hills that wrestles too, right?
Yeah, yes. And I'm just going to start naming a bunch of them. I actually coached 2 quarterbacks that were state qualifiers.
Nice.
So not very often you get quarterbacks. Usually the coaches don't like that. So
I mean, tough on your shoulders, right?
Yeah, yes. Hank Redmond over Doozer for third. Bridges over Joe Richmond. And then Jan Tioa of Noblesville or Ryan Cheek. Valpo getting some placers. That's good to see.
Yeah, and they had a state ticket rounder at 190 at Maryville, wide receiver, running back. So wide receiver, running back against the quarterback in the finals. Pretty good.
Running some routes before the match. So 215, Lane Haywig.
Big running back, man.
Of Evansville North over Christian Gomez of Jennings County. Wyatt Roach of Yorktown over Camden Shelton of Alexandria. Anyone kind of jump out at you? This one?
Yeah. Lane Hedwig had a lot of really good results this year for Evansville North. We talked about Camden Williams, Whiteland. I was pretty impressed with him at Trikoff. That was a sudden victory match. Hedwig ends up pinning his way past that. Pretty good weight overall. I mean, some solid guys there. But that was the one I kind of circled when I looked at that. I was like, oh, man, they're going to hit pretty early. Did Williams end up taking third? No, Wyatt Roach ended up taking third. What did
Williams end up losing in the blood round by medical forfeit.
Hopefully he's okay.
He didn't.
This definitely, we talked about ranking wise. These are going to be like guys that I'm going to be looking at because these are obviously the weights that are going to lose the most. So it's a little harder to find. I mean, like 6, you're going to have a lot of returners. 13, you're going to have a lot of returners. 20, you're going to have a lot of returners. Like 175 and up, those are pretty senior-driven weights. So I'd expect to see a lot of those guys in the rankings next year. Lane Hedwig, Christian Gomez. Those guys.
Weight. Pretty good weight class here. Braden Lothamer, Carroll. Avenged probably about 2 or 3 losses they had to Tony Brooks in the semis and ran into a championship over Jesse Harper of Jasper. I'm pretty positive that's Jasper. So he was behind Tyson Rue.
Yeah.
So you have some guys that were behind some pretty good guys here. Lothamer was varsity for Carroll. Harper was behind Rue. Brooks behind Samborski.
Yeah, tough draw for Lothamer at the regional.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brooks, I think was the returning freshman sophomore champ too. And Lothamer, like obviously there's no video, we can't go back and watch it, but just looking at the points in that match, it looked like he was kind of dominating and then got the fall.
Yeah. So I know they've wrestled a couple times before with Brooks winning both times. I think they wrestled at the qualifier, if I'm not mistaken. Lothamer or Brooks won there, so got some revenge there. Jackson Owens of Lawrence Central, Van Boy Leon of Southport, Josh Mayo of River Forest, and Angus Mackin of Tell City, and Owen Corbin of Warsaw. So Warsaw's bringing in another heavyweight. So
yeah, man, they a lot of backups in here. A lot of, we kind of talked about it, but man, heavyweight's gonna be really tough next year. I mean, the top 4 or 5 here. The top 4 or 5. We did the awards at the beginning for Mr. Grill and stuff. The top 4 or 5 here: adding Cam Hazlett, add back in James Harderode. Heavyweight's in good shape for next year.
Yes, it is. It's gonna be pretty tough. So, good. Good tournament. Always fun to watch. Obviously, you have ISWA State coming up this weekend. So you're going to see the 16Us and junior 16s are on let's see, they're on Saturday at noon, and then the juniors are Sunday. So
you might see a couple familiar faces dropping in at ISWA State for Saturday.
Yep, might be coming around, get some interviews, talking to people, finding out if any of those rumors are true of the transfers and what coaches are leaving and all the good juicy gossip that goes on. So let me go back here.
Yeah.
Anything else? Oops, man.
But sorry.
Go ahead.
I mean, ISWA is always a good one. We kind of talked about it a little bit. Seeing some of the guys that are going to be freshmen jumping in there and wrestling some of the guys that are already freshmen, sophomore. So always a good, measuring stick to see what we're going to do for rankings. It'll be interesting to see where some of those guys fall at too.
Yeah. This is the fun time of year where you're seeing that guy jump from 113 to 138, and like, oh, yep. Or they are actually, only going one weight class is usually fairly, 1 or 2 is not surprising. It's when they jump 3 or 4 that you start being like, well, that means they're not going to be close to that next year. So it's always interesting the off season to see where they land, and then they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to be back down to 113. You wrestled 138 last week.
Yeah, you wrestled 150 at IHPO, and you're going to wrestle 113. That's a pretty significant cut. I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, of course. What was it, a couple of years ago? Someone in one of the off season wrestled like 152 or 160. So you put them like at that weight class, they were like 38.
Yeah. Well, I put Marcus Malone at 113, and he ended up being 38. And I'm pretty sure he wrestled 120 at Indy Nationals.
Yeah.
Or not Indy Nationals, but preseason Nationals.
Yes. So, so he jumped up a little bit of weight. Anything else we want to talk about before we do our rankings? Since we didn't do a ranking last week, we're going to do our favorite non-alcoholic beverages.
Non-alcoholic beverages.
Because this is a family-friendly show.
As family-friendly of a show as you can have.
My favorite alcoholic one is a free one.
Yeah, I know what my favorite is. I'm not going to say it. People are going to say I'm gross.
So do you want to go first here, or do you want me to go first?
I'm going to go first. Number 5 for me. I like Diet Dr. Pepper.
Ooh.
I like Diet Dr. Pepper. And even to take that Diet Dr. Pepper up a level, I like the Diet Dr. Pepper from Chick-fil-A. Crushed ice. The little small ice. Perfect, man. Perfect.
Chick-fil-A? What? Chick-fil-A. Okay, my number 5. After I suggested this, I started going through what I drink, and I'm like, I'm kind of bland. Be like water, flavored water. No.
This was unsweet tea for the win. Someone needs to go to that guy's house and do a wellness check.
That's brown water.
Yeah. This is America, bro. We put sugar in our water.
Yeah. My number 5, I don't drink it as much as I want to, but Mountain Dew. Can't go wrong. Good old Mountain Dew for a little bit of caffeine kick.
It almost made my list. I'm not gonna lie. It was close.
So, what's your number 4?
Man, what was my number 4? You go, because I forgot what my number 4 was.
Well, breakfast is always better with a little bit of chocolate milk. Plain old, good old sweet chocolate milk.
Man, I'm going to tell you, milk isn't even, if we did a top 5 worst drinks, milk would be on the bottom. I haven't had milk since I was like 12. It's disgusting.
Not even chocolate milk?
Never.
Jeez.
Man, I had one and I forgot it. Man. Yeah, I think maybe that was my Mountain Dew one. No, I remember my number 4 is. I like Smart Water. I like bougie water. The girls always give me a hard time. I don't drink like Ice Mountain. I don't drink anything spring water. I mean, it's probably not even really coming from a spring, except for if it's from Fiji. I like Fiji water. But Smart Water, any kind of like nicer water than like, I never drink Dasani. I hate Dasani water.
That's not bad.
My bone's made from glass. Man, milk's disgusting. I don't know how anyone could drink like a glass of milk. Ugh, the consistency, the smell. Someone, and I told this to like someone before, you said, you don't see like cows just coming up and drinking milk from other animals. Why are we drinking milk from cows? It's disgusting.
Rants I never knew I'd hear Mike go on.
Man, that's 100%. Like that's my least favorite food ever. Of anything in the world. I mean, I cook with milk. I like ice cream. I like yogurt. The smell, the taste.
Milkshakes? Do you drink milkshakes?
Yeah, I drink a milkshake at State. But actual milk, ugh, gross.
That's awesome.
My top 3 are pretty fit now. I know where I'm at.
Okay. My number 3 is a Dr. Pepper.
Ooh, just
no diet Dr. Pepper. You gotta go full flavor. I love a good old Dr. Pepper. Can't go wrong. I
feel like, and I mean, stop me if I'm wrong here. I feel like regular Dr. Pepper, not diet Dr. Pepper, tastes like it has blood in it. I think it's one of the 23 flavors.
I just from experience, I haven't drank too much blood. I'm not like a vampire. I know you like to stay up late.
I do like to stay up late, but man, I feel like there's like that little hint of iron in the Dr. Pepper. I think it's like one of the 23 like flavors.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's one.
That's why they removed it from the diet Dr. Pepper. My number 3, it has to be set this exact way. Number 3, McDonald's Coke. I don't know what McDonald's does for their Coca-Colas. I heard that someone tells me all these crazy rumors that they keep their like syrup frozen, but it's the McDonald's Coke. Top shelf. Love it.
Yeah. McDonald's drinks are just totally different in general. Like their Coke, any of their soft drinks they taste so much better. They put sugar in them, freeze it, whatever you say. There's some kind of conspiracy there.
I don't even like McDonald's. Like I'll tolerate McDonald's food just to drink McDonald's Coke. If I could have a McDonald's Coke machine in my house, I would never go to McDonald's for the rest of my life.
They got you hooked.
Oh man, it's so good, but man, their food's so bad.
Yes, I agree. I hate going to McDonald's. It's like nothing like ugh.
I used to like the Southwest chicken salad. Now it's gone. I was a big fan of the McSalad shakers back in the day.
I am going lemon lime Gatorade.
Ooh, I'm a lemon lime Gatorade guy too. I think that's like a weird one. I think people hate lemon lime Gatorade, but I like it.
Yes.
I call it yellow Gatorade.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I want to be more scientific. I'll just do yellow.
Yeah. You want this government name? I always just say yellow. Let me get yellow, bro. Let me get an orange. Yeah. My number 2, special to my heart. I drank one today. Milo sweet tea. I don't know how I got hooked on it, but I love it. Right here, Milo sweet tea. Burger. I had their burgers in Alabama, not as good, but man, their sweet tea's fire, bro. Love it.
Oops.
I could drink gallons of this sweet tea.
I like a good sweet tea. It just, I mean, I like the McAllister sweet tea is really good, but
Ooh, McAllister sweet tea is
I feel
good.
like I have a sugar dump after. I have to like do half sweet tea, half like brown water.
Kim does that too. Also, low key, White Castle has a good sweet tea.
We don't. Well, I think we might have white. I don't know. I don't have White Castle around here.
That's sad.
I like keep my guts intact.
What does that mean?
So you're probably not gonna like my number 1 if you didn't like my number 4. But a cookies and cream milk.
Ugh. Gross. I mean, it's better. Man, I'm drinking. I'll cut back. I don't know, man. It's got the hooks in me. I don't know. Cookies and cream milk. Man, I didn't know this list was so milk heavy. If you think sweet tea is bad for me, wait for my number 1. I drink these like they're Kansas soda. They do have a good unsweet tea. It's only unsweet tea I'll tolerate, Rick Jones.
Yeah. Kierner's Dairy here, they have like flavored milks, and they had a cookies and cream that's really good. They also had a mint milk, which it tasted minty, but it was not something you could drink like I could drink like a whole lot of. But yeah, it'd be good for like a milkshake, like a mint chocolate milkshake or something. But
you think it came out of the cow like that? They fed it mint.
Yes, you just feed them lots of mints.
Yeah, Tony's right. What are you guys eating for when after a long night of living your life?
We have a Powers, which is just like White Castle, but
knockoff
better.
I don't know. Crystals.
Yeah, it is just like they compare it to. We can when you come over here, we can go to. I'll send you there. You can get it in your car. You're not putting it in my car because I don't want that onion smell in my car.
If you haven't been to a White Castle at 4 a.m., have you even lived? Bro, Brian Scott's right. I'm telling you. Like, I don't see any other animal walking up and eating IHOP's pretty decent too. IHOP. Sometimes I like to get, me and Tony could tell you. So me and Tony used to get like burgers for breakfast. Like Wendy's, or not Wendy's, but Burger King can give you a Whopper 8 a.m. It's probably the best Whopper you ever have. Right off the grill.
Look at that. Powers even Jason Forster hasn't lived in Fort Wayne for
come on.
many years.
That's my guy till right now. That's my boy till this second right now. If you haven't been at a White Castle at 4 a.m. after a night of living, are you even living?
We used to go to Waffle House.
We don't have any Waffle Houses. I think Indy's like the closest Waffle House for us.
We had them in Findlay. That was a different clientele after like 2 a.m.
What does that mean? I think everyone has a different clientele after 2 a.m. My number 1, if you think sweet tea is bad for you, I'll tell you, I drink these ultralight, 0 sugar monsters, ultra sunlight, orange monsters like crazy. I don't drink any other energy drink but that. I don't know why. I'm hooked on it. It's like I go there. Oh, La Bambas. Yep. La Bambas too. But man, that's my absolute favorite drink, Orange Monster. Like I probably drink, I drink way too many of those.
At least it's on no sugar.
I mean, they probably have something in there that's not good for you to replace the sugar. Joe got to see the happiness in my eyes when I seen him at the hotel.
Yeah.
I was so happy. I was more happy that they had Orange Monsters in our hotel than they had a train in our hotel.
Next year, we're going to stay in the trains.
No, I'm staying close. I'm staying at the Hyatt place. I mean, I didn't like walking through that construction zone without a hard hat. Didn't feel safe.
You're gonna start writing some people up.
Yeah, I was calling OSHA on us. Nah, I'm not snitching on anybody. Come on. I did snitch one time. Hector Mendez tricked me. He's such a good detective. Hector Mendez, one of the best detectives in the game, tricked me into being a snitch one time. I had to go to witness protection, so I didn't get to go to ISWA last year. Yeah, my hotel didn't have good toilets. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything from the old Union Station.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I made you speechless on my list.
Man, you're not lying. But and Tony's son Reese, he got chicken wings one time and a tall glass of milk. I think he was shocked by my reaction too. Man.
So things that get Mike on rants. Number 1, milk. Number 2, seatbelts.
Bro, you ain't lying.
Maybe we need to rank things that will get Mike on a rant.
There's a couple things they always say that like there's some things that I mean, like, I know I got some weird icks. I don't like to eat and drive or eat and walk. People that eat and walk are like weird to me. Like if you're eating, even if it's a sandwich, just like sit down and have a sandwich, eat some sandwich, right? Like you don't gotta walk and eat. Like, come on, what are we doing? I don't like that. Seatbelts. I mean, I like to wear seatbelts. I hate like the dinging of seatbelts. I don't understand like why people just let their car ding. Like, are you guys psychopaths? Gummy eggs. Reese told me he likes to eat gummy eggs, which are hard-boiled eggs. It almost made me throw up. I like hard-boiled eggs, but hearing it called a gummy egg almost made me puke.
That doesn't even sound good.
What else? What else is some stuff?
What about candy corn? Are you a candy corn?
Doesn't bother me.
Okay.
I don't feel like, but I do. I like black licorice. I don't know. I like black licorice. I like regular licorice. This Australian licorice, fire, man. I have it in my car. I keep candy in my truck. Gummy bears and
gummy bears, gummy eggs.
Gummy bears and licorice in my truck all the time in my council. I don't know. I don't get pulled over a lot, but I'm sure if they did like a seizure in my truck, they're gonna be like, "Why does this guy have so much candy in here?" I don't like cigarettes. I feel like cigarettes, if you drink milk and smoke cigarettes, I think there's something wrong with you. You might be a serial killer. If I just see you drinking a glass of milk and with smoking a heater, I'm probably gonna think some type of way about you. I'm judging you.
You're probably gonna start reporting you.
Yeah. I'm not saying you have people in your basement, but you thought about it, you know? What else? I mean, Tony probably knows. Tony had to live with me the longest. What else? I don't know.
Things to go get Mike on a rant.
Milk's the number one. When you went milk, I
didn't understand that your absolute hatred for milk.
Oh, dude.
I put all 5 of them in milk.
Oh, that's gross. I think they say you get more calcium in orange juice, right, than you can in a glass of milk. Like the old milk's good for your bones. I think it's a myth. Can we get a doctor to back me up in this?
Just Google it now.
Osteoporosis.
Yeah.
Man, ugh. It
must be a region thing because my wife doesn't drink milk very often.
We got Fair Oaks Farms here, man. It's like close. It's still. I'm sure that milk's delicious. I mean, the steaks are delicious, made from the same animals, right? But, man, some honorable mentions I had some honorable mentions too, actually. I would say Kool-Aid, but I'd be lying to tell you if we had Kool-Aid a lot when we were kids. We had Flavor Aid, all these brands of Kool-Aid.
Which ones were in the little like plastic ones that look like barrels?
Hugs,
yes.
Hugs, awesome. Yeah, I still drink those at work. I bought some for the girl. We have a roll in my house. If it sits in the cabinet for a month, I have to take it to work and put it in my fridge. Hugs or grenades, whatever you want to call them, fire. And Wildwood soda. We had a lot of Wildwood soda when we were kids. We weren't hitting up Pepsis and Coca-Colas. We had Wildwood, cola, black cherry, cream soda, orange. So I don't know. I don't know if Wildwood soda is still around, but they come in they weren't even like a package. I think you just bought them like individually.
I remember the Wildwood sodas. Those are good.
Yeah, those are. I don't even know if that's still a thing, but
Fago
also. What is another one? Man, when we lived in Illinois, we'd always buy like pizza. We'd get like RC Cola. I thought that was an Illinois thing. I didn't know it was a thing in like the South. But man, these guys must love them some insane clown posse, huh? Those guys, I couldn't drink it. I couldn't drink Fago soda because those guys loved it so much. I was so anti-insane clown posse that I wouldn't drink Faygo soda. What was the other one? Like someone tried to give it to me one time. Like, you want to stay up late? Let's drink Jolt Cola.
Oh, I remember Joel. Oh, that tasted horrible.
Terrible. Open top box for your Wildwood Coda. Pick 24 of those bad boys.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that's a good one. What about clear Pepsi?
I never had a clear Pepsi. I do like Pepsi. So like I'm also weird like this, man. I like Pepsi from a bottle or a can. I don't like Coke from a can. Like I feel like Coke from a can tastes different than Pepsi from a can. Like I feel like it just tastes worse from regular Coke.
Yeah,
I know someone put Mountain Dew from a cold can. I like Mountain Dew from a plastic bottle. I mean, I wouldn't pass on I guess a can of Mountain Dew, but I don't like Diet Mountain Dew.
Ugh.
I don't like Diet Pepsi.
Ugh.
I feel like now, when I turned 40 2 years ago, if I drink a Pepsi now, it gives me heartburn for like 2 weeks. It's weird.
Yeah.
Never happened to you.
I won't say what Coke does to me. But
even McDonald's Coke?
I haven't had a Coke for a while. Well, the last time I had Coke, they had slushies Coke. And I had one of those, and I think I had too much of it, and it's kind of a colon cleanser.
Huh.
Yeah. And one time I did that when I drank too much, and I'm like, I think this might be the last time I drink Coke. So,
man, what else?
Yeah.
No, that's about it, man. I mean, I'm glad I had water on my list and you didn't. That makes me feel good.
Yes. Even though I drink mostly water and amino energy.
I know. I thought amino energy was going to be on your list.
No one would know what that is, though.
I didn't care that anyone didn't. I mean, throw it up a Milos. I mean, I don't know. I didn't know if anyone's going to know that.
I like a vitamin water. Vitamin water, like the lemon, like those are kind of good. Kind of boring though.
What's the black labeled one? I like that one.
Is it like
but they're kind of like maybe I don't. I barely drink those.
Yeah, I'll get them. Sometimes we'll get them at like Costco or something. Like, yeah, that sounds kind of good. But then it's the one flavor that no one likes is leftover forever.
Same.
I'll never get Mountain Dew. Why is that?
That's an inside joke. We can't tell that story.
I can't tell that story on the O.
No.
So yeah. This week, ISWA State. You may see us down there.
Coffee or honorable mention? I do like coffee.
I don't drink coffee.
If I'm really tired, I feel like energy drinks don't do anything to me. If I'm really tired, I'll drink like a straight black coffee. Sometimes throw a little cream in it. No milk, never milk.
No milk?
0%. I'll drink like creamer, whatever. Like put in creamer, I'll put in there. If you told me to put 2% in there, who even drinks 2%? Like gross. Who drinks skim milk? You drink skim milk?
No,
that's disgusting. We don't even have milk. I cut with milk. We have almond milk here.
Yeah, we have almond milk.
I don't drink that either. Bro, it's gross too. Like I remember they told me it was okay to drink or cook with almond milk. I try to make potatoes with it. Gross. People are lying to you. Don't listen to them.
Yeah, almond milk is it lasts a little bit longer, but it's just like it's like skim milk. It's like just water.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not against drinking coffee. But I mean, I don't know. Just don't. Kim drinks like straight black coffee. I think it's like too hardcore. So it makes me feel weird. Like when we go to like Starbucks or something, she orders like a cup of black coffee. And I'm like, can I get the white chocolate mocha venti? And they're like, okay. And they go to hand her my drink. And I'm like, no, that's me. She wants the coffee black, please. So it makes me feel it's a emasculating feeling. I don't like it.
I love the smell of coffee. I just have never liked the taste of it.
I also like salads. I like to eat salads. So like when we go out to eat, I'll order a salad and they'll come and like put it in front of Kim. And they'll try to give me like a whatever she got. Like, here you go, ma'am. I'm like, actually, that's me. Salad right here.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, not as dude. Same. If you drink vitamin D milk now, it's all extra. Like, bro, it coats. I put cereal in my milk in my cereal. I just dump it right down the drain afterwards.
So you drink milk you have it with. Oh, interesting.
So when I was a kid, I would do that too. I would eat cereal and then dump it down the drain, and my parents would get mad because I was wasting the milk. I guess like it doesn't matter. It's like it's gone anyways, right? I'm wasting the milk, but it's already gone. Like either I'm eating it or it's going down the drain. It doesn't matter. It's out of the carton. I'm not putting it back. And I would, man, I'll tell you right now, if they told me my dad would be like, hey, I'm going to whoop you. If you put this milk down the drain, I'd take that whooping. I would never drink it. You couldn't make me drink it. Couldn't. That's how much I hate milk.
I'll take it. But you enjoyed that cereal though.
Dude, I love cereal.
Well, we got to do cereals then. We haven't done cereals, have we?
No, my number one cereal is going to be something that I didn't even know. There were some times we were hard up for money. I didn't know my number one cereal was like a poor person cereal until I got older. Like I was in school. I was like, bro, you guys ain't never had this. This is the best cereal I've ever had. They're like looking at me and laughing. Like, why is everyone laughing? And then one of my friends had to tell me it's like poor cereal.
Hey, it's good. It's good.
And I would still buy it right now.
Can you still get it?
I don't think so. I think they took it off the shelves because it was killing too many poor people.
Nice. Oh boy, maybe that's what we'll do next week. But yeah,
we're finding out that the wrestling community doesn't like milk either. Not like lactose intolerant. I just hate the smell of it. I hate the texture of it. I hate the smell. I'm assuming I hate the taste. I couldn't even get to the point of the taste. If I smell milk, it'll make me gag. I'll throw up.
Jeez. I'll remember that for next time we go to breakfast. I'll make sure we don't get milk.
Dude, you can do whatever you want. I'm just gonna be judging you.
You already judged me enough. I got 2 milks.
I was watching you when they had that turkey bacon. I was like, if this dude grabs turkey bacon, I'm gonna make fun of him. I was waiting. I wrote it in my notes. If Joe grabs turkey bacon, I'm trashing him on the show. Someone tried to tell me turkey bacon is just as good as pork bacon. They're out of your mind.
No.
Not in this country, buddy. Take that to Canada.
Yeah. So I don't think we're going to get to ranking freshmen or sophomores.
So we'll have a whole show of ranking classes next week.
And cereals.
And cereals. So
yeah,
get your cereal picks ready.
Yes. So get those ready. Show up pretty long today, considering there's only one big event.
Yeah, I mean, we yep. You guys are about to learn a lot about how we were raised.
Yeah, that just means you have more of it and it doesn't run out so quick. I don't
know how it was in your home. We get that bag of cereal. If you don't open it correctly, you're going to get in trouble. You have to open it at a precise angle that it can roll. Because if you just pop that thing open and it goes everywhere, you're going to be eating cereal out the ground.
You got to at least pour the milk on the ground so you can eat it.
Absolutely not. That's where it belongs, right in the trash. So we found out some things today, guys. What did we learn? Yes. White Castles is the spot to go if you have a great night. Finish up at a White Castles. Don't ask them for milk.
I'm just waiting for someone to take these.
Bro, all these flipped it on us, though, Tim. All these flipped it on us. All these used to be the poor grocery store where you get Wildwood and all the. I mean, my mom used to buy like lawn furniture and stuff from there too. I don't know why all these have lawn furniture, but on a side note, like Aldi's is where the produce is at now. I go to Aldi's for my produce and like they have all kinds of like charcuterie board stuff. So pretty bougie little spot. Still, they have to bag your own groceries, which I think is weird. But
and pay a quarter to get the cart to use a cart.
I mean, you're renting a cart for a quarter and you get your quarter back.
Yes.
I mean,
well, they get you to bring your because everyone's so cheap that they need that quarter back, so they return their carts.
I think this is something about me too. I don't like people that just leave their carts in the middle of the parking lot.
Oh,
I feel like why are you like that? Those people should be shunned from society. There's no chance that you're in such a hurry that you can't take your cart to a corral.
Exactly, and you know what? So those people are lower class than people that drink milk. Then
they probably chugged a glass of milk and left their cart right in the middle of the parking lot. Trash bags. Also, people that throw stuff out the window. You know, you want to get on. Dollar General is the new Aldi.
Yes.
Man. But like, you want to get on a real rant. People that throw trash out their window. Like, what is your problem? Like, and we grew up in an area where people like it was just commonplace. People throw trash out their window. But bro, the dog pound right of parking lot people. You're not lying. I think he's more proud than that.
Yes.
But man,
he would do that in Brownsburg. He would not do that in Crown Point.
Man, can you imagine like being such a scumbag that you're driving around with trash in your car? You know that you're gonna stop at a gas station that has trash cans, and you're like, I'm just gonna toss this out the window. What a scumbag, right?
That used to be more prevalent back like in the 80s and 90s, and now it's not. You don't see it as much, but then you still see it. Like
I think it's because you grew out the hood, Joe. Yeah. I can take you to some trash places right now. I'll take you right down Chase Street and show you where all the trash is at.
It's not often that Garrett's called high class, but I guess.
Man, you want to see a nice little treat? Go to the Artesian Spring and like off of Chase Street in Gary. There's like literally a pipe that comes out and water flows and people fill up jugs there. It's pretty nice.
So,
when I was in college.
When you come this way, we'll take you to Altona. That's a suburb of Garrett.
Is it nice?
Yeah. It's real nice.
Oh, cool.
I'll wait for Leach to chime in on Leach.
I've been in some seedy places.
Leach might be the king of Altona.
Then I'm gonna fit right in. They have this Artesian Spring, right? And it's pretty decent. Like when I was in college, I was in a geology class. We had to go on a field trip through Gary. And they're like, we'll give someone extra credit to drink this water. So I've been drinking this water since I moved out here. Give me a glass. So
yeah. Wait for it. Yeah. So anyway.
Chase Street isn't bumpy anymore, is it? I think they put Jersey barriers in the bumpy parts. I don't even know how you put a road there, honestly. We used to drive this thing, man, and dude, it was so wobbly. It was like a cartoon. But that's the back street to get into small farms.
Oh,
that's the other side of the tracks.
The other side of the tracks. Nice. So, anyway, pretty good episode for off season. So
I'm gonna send you a picture of this Artesian Spring in Gary. It's called Spring Park.
We'll have to make sure next time we're in the area, we'll go.
Oh yeah, you want to go there? All right, let's do it. That'll be a lot of fun. We'll take you to We'll take you right through small farms too.
For the farms,
bro. Small farms. Yeah, we talked about it, but man, it's different. I mean, God lives out there. You can see like a lot of signs. He's risen. So.
He's risen. You're gonna need to come over to the Wayne, and we'll next time you're here for softball or something, we'll take you to show you the DeKalb County. We can go to the Butler McDonald's, go to Altona. There's no restaurants in Altona.
Yeah. So. Those speed bumps. Yeah, if you've been on Chase Street, I don't know if you call those speed bumps, but they're definitely got. I mean, I think it's because it's like in a swamp, kind of.
Jeez. You felt a good water because the rust around it.
Yeah, you like that. You like that iron. Probably tastes just like your Dr. Peppers.
Yeah. It's probably where they get the water for Dr. Pepper.
Probably. It's probably one of the 23.
Did you ever see a Pepsi truck over there?
I did. It was hijacked. I think, there was one thing before we close it up. If we go to 10, we got 7 minutes. Every year, I think the academies do a pretty cool job of bringing in the state champs or their state placers to talk to the younger kids. And I always think that's really cool. I know Contenders does it. I got to see they always post it. I always thought that was pretty cool. Just the guys showing that the hard work will pay off, and especially the little group. And then you see some of the guys that were winning state this year with pictures with guys that were state champs before. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. That's really neat to see that they, especially, any of them that do that, but when they start small and then now they have a lot more, and it's pretty cool that kids are doing that, giving back. They understand at that age, at their, they have a lot of other things. They go spend time with their girlfriends. They could go do whatever, and they chose to come back and give back to the sport. So that's, to me, that's a really cool thing that the kids are doing. And I even, you go to the local tournaments and you're seeing these kids that were wrestling at semi-state and state, and they're refereeing matches and stuff and giving back to the sport. I think that's a really cool thing to see, and hopefully more kids are getting into the referee game. It's something that you can give back to the sport, and you don't have to coach, and you can make a lot more money, and you get to go to state
hustle, man.
Time.
I think there's some money to be made there if and obviously, like you've seen, you don't even have to be good at it. You get better at it.
Yeah. Well,
they don't pay you any less if you're bad.
Yeah. So I think if you miss your chance to get to state as a wrestler, you go to state 15, 20, 30 times as a referee. You do it long enough.
Or you can build a website and get on a show and talk about it.
Yes.
If you miss your opportunity to be a wrestler at Banker's Life or Gamebridge Fieldhouse or Market Square Arena, you can build a website and talk about the guys that do it. So or you officiate. Yeah.
Either way, you get to go to state and help the sport and give back. And it's always think that's I know the referees are definitely looking for new blood, new young referees. So if you guys know any or even dad, I know there's some dads that have gotten into refereeing after their kids graduated. And so give them back to the sport because they don't have anything else to do with their Saturdays, and they don't know anything better than to go to wrestling tournaments all day long. So
I keep saying I'm going to be a softball umpire and when I'm done, but I don't know. Maybe I'll be a referee. I don't want to be a referee, honestly. I like the role I have.
Yeah. So, cool to see people the kids giving back to the sport in multitude of ways, and hopefully they continue to do that, because I know a lot of the little kids, I know like my son, he's trying to get him to become a fan, so he knows who some of the wrestlers are and stuff, and kind of starting to follow it more like as a fan. And when you have when you have those people come up and talk to you and stuff, it's really cool for those kids, for the younger kids, to see that. So
yeah. And I think that's like a really cool thing for the sport. Just like, I think that those guys, maybe they do like realize that those guys are looking up to them, but I always think that's a really cool thing that the younger kids, like, and you get to hear it at the state finals, or that they're like these super fans that run around. We talked about to the Chittard guys about, they were like run around and fill out these brackets. They had their IndianaMat brackets and fill them out. Now they're walking on the mat, semi-state and things like that. And competing, I think, is really cool.
Yeah, and I think it's very cool. The person that was sitting behind us, Mr. Bushman, Mike Bushman, loves class wrestling. His two sons were with them, and they know wrestling. His one son's a freshman. I don't know what the grade the other one was, but they had like pick-ems of, they pick certain guys in each weight class, and the kids were engaged the whole time because they had someone to cheer for, even though they really didn't know much about a lot of these guys and stuff. And so it's pretty cool to see them, get excited about matches and, have some kind of vested interest in a match, not just sitting there watching like, I don't know who this Brownsburg kid is. I don't know who this guy is. And so they have guys to root for. Pretty cool thing for him to do, to get his kids kind of engaged and kind of seeing things and, having interest in every one of the matches. So
yeah, I think that's like one of the bigger things is become a fan. And I think you said it. If you had gone to the state finals, not on the Kevin Whitehead show, like, not that it, like, I'm sure you worked hard, and I think I worked hard too, but like, it just gives you a better idea what your goal is. Like, this is where you want to be. And for those kids that are going there, and they might want to be like whoever just won. You could throw anybody in there. There's someone sitting there, and maybe like Noah Weaver, who improved greatly over his 4 years. Like I want that to be me,
Mm-hmm.
or and not all those kids had the success that they, we talked to Adrian Palat. Like he didn't have that like level of success when he was a little kid. And that he got better through high school. And, you don't have to be the 8U Bantam state champ to be the, 2029 state champ. I know. Guys drinking monsters, man. You heard my monster story, man. It gives you
It was my fault for getting those seats. I didn't realize that there were we were on the aisle. So I thought, we'd be able to get in now. Oh no, there was 2 aisles together.
I actually thought we were making friends like that.
Obviously,
that's my boy, man. He told me I had the weakest bladder in the mill. I said, the office life has made me soft.
Yeah. So no, it's good to see. And so anyway, we're going to get out of here. We'll be back next Monday.
Yep.
So look for us at Saturday, maybe in Columbus. We might go to Subway.
Ooh, we might. Man, shout out to Ratliff for posting his restaurant posts. Subway did not make the list. If you go there, we did give the recommendation. Make sure you ask for light mayo. Yeah. So if you get a mayo sandwich, that let you know you'd be warned.
Yes, we have warned you. It is now in your hands. Our public service announcement.
But shout out to Ratliff. If you want to go see what he's posted, I know he's posted on a lot of the boards. Go enjoy some of the stuff he likes. And
then rate if they're good.
Yep.
So with that, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next week.